afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Katie O. This is another energy peephole for today, the 6th of November, 2021. We're in a waxing crescent moon that will transit to the sign of Sagittarius at 7:53 a.m. Bangkok time. And I heard, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, or a woman's gotta do what a woman's gotta do, or a dustpan's gotta do what a dustpan's gotta do. Whatever you identify with. This is a real energy today of being so honest and straightforward and realistic about necessary steps that you foresee to be able to reach a goal, whatever that goal may be. It's really, it's very matter of fact kind of an energy. And I hadn't looked at all, but I was literally doing my little meditating on the energy and cleaning up the cards, um, and all of that when that came to play. I wasn't even really kind of paying attention to what the astrology was yet. I was just feeling things out. And sure enough, here we go. We have another important transit today, in that Mercury is changing signs into the sign of Scorpio. And this is really, really cool because even though Mercury in the sign of Scorpio is probably, it's like its quietest representation of Mercurian energy. It's a very reserved sense of Mercurian energy, but not because it's not firm or strong. It's more because it's like you just don't like it's Mercury in Scorpio doesn't feel the need to yell. It doesn't speak unnecessarily. It's uses the energy very appropriately. Okay. So we might be asking a lot of questions. We are certainly going to be feeling very frank and honest. It's communication for the next couple of weeks. There are going to be some serious talks going on. And this could be with yourself. It could be with the universe. It could be with your mother. It could be with your best friend. It could be with your dog. Whatever. There's going to be a lot of exchange of energy between people, places, and things, with honorable and modest goals, I'm hearing. So it's like we do know that we have to move forward and we know that we need to communicate in order to do so, but we're like keeping it humble, yeah? We're not asking for $1 million and a pony. We're like, all right, let's start off by clearing my debt and get my dog to the vet. So we might be feeling particularly observant in this time, very detail-oriented. Again, this is not the first time we've brought this stuff up, but I think it's no mistake that there are synchronous energies in the last little while, because it was like there was like a priming period for a while about being like, hey, we're going to have to be a little bit more, we're going to have to get in here. And now it's here. So this cultivates a level of emotional intelligence, very necessary for the transformation or transient times in your life. A lot of stuff has been going on. There's a lot of moving and shaking in the world. It's like I feel in a lot of our personal worlds, we felt like we were held, stuck for a long time. And now finally the energy is dispersing and opening up and diffusing and being able to actually like do something more than just like be there. Or like us like feeling into things. It's not just intuition anymore. It's like, here it is. And there was a certain level of emotional intelligence that maybe we lacked that is now coming to the forefront, and we're realizing just how capable we are of dealing with all of these things. I'm hearing you're not going to, like, you're going to suffer no fools. You're not going to tolerate any bullshit. There will be no secrets. It's like the only way that you're willing, it's going to be a very firm energy. It's a my way or the highway vibe, but in a very productive way, because you're saying, I'm not going to invest my energy into things that I cannot openly collaborate with. Yeah, and collaboration is necessary to you have to be able to exchange energy effectively in order to be able to collaborate. And whether that means by communicating, if ever you've worked in a team or been in a relationship, anything, if you've like talked, if you've ever been in the presence of another human being, communication is crucial. All right. So but you're not willing to entertain fluffy stuff anymore, because you know that it just has the potential to lead you astray. and you'd much rather use your strong discernment and your sense of self and your intuition to be able to know what's appropriate and what is not for you, and how to effectively interact energetically with things, whether it be through speaking or through technology or through travel or through your health, right? Your health is your body's way of exchanging energy with yourself in a lot of way. You know, like when we're in a state of dis-ease, I talked about this in live the other day. It's our body's way of kind of like telling us that something's wrong, right? You get sick when your body's like, hey, I need rest, or like, oh, don't eat that thing, or you know what I mean. So there might be a lot of debate as well. Yeah, you're like with communication. Sometimes you're gonna not see eye to eye. So be very welcome to debate and be very welcome to open to understanding other people's perspective in this time. Um, you might not be used to doing that, but hey, Scorpio vibes. Get ready to change, get ready to move, and get ready to shake, and get ready to do things a little bit differently. There is a bit of a disclaimer though, because remember, bluntness can be cutting. All right. I was discussing this with a friend lately, is that for a long time, I was like, not, I hadn't come to enough emotional intelligence where I knew how to be tactful in being honest. So I ended up burning some bridges where people obviously don't like to be told straight out in a very kind of like no lube, go in dry kind of way about things that are sensitive. So I believe that if we are not careful to sort of bring in compassion to the scenario and empathy, especially empathy, we might find ourselves blurting things out that could potentially hurt people's feelings. So just be very wary of this energy for the next few weeks. Yeah, think about what you speak. Think before you speak a lot of the times, especially when dealing with sensitive characters or people that are going through a rough time, or people that you've had touchy relationships with in the past, for example. For example, if like you tend to fight with your siblings, yeah, we want you to be authentic as possible, but just know which battles to choose, right? Because it's like, Christmas dinner really sucks when you're literally strangling your sister. It's like Bart Simpson and Lisa. Yeah. Funny. Anyway, let's talk about the aspects of today. We've got a few. First and foremost, our moon in Scorpio is in a sextile with uh, Saturn, which is in the sign of Aquarius. So with the moon in Sag, the moon's in Sagittarius, not in Scorpio anymore. With the moon in Sagittarius, we're looking at this bigger picture. Okay, we are integrating our emotions and our subconscious about, like, we're zooming out and we're feeling out our inner self about what we see when we get a bird's eye view or a greater perspective or something. And we're willing to course correct as necessary, I'm hearing. Of course, with the sextile, it's a beautiful supportive energy. And Saturn has been, for us, taking an innovative approach to using certain triggers as moments to know when we have to come back in to ourselves, maybe reevaluate to see how we can come back to our most authentic path. Mercury is in a sextile with Venus, and this is open, honest communication. Mm-hmm. It can almost be to a fault, yeah, but it is healing and refreshing. So maybe you're dealing with people, like maybe you and other people are feeling so much more open to communicate and be honest and be just very straightforward and not beat around the bush and not dance around the subjects, and just say what you need to say and feel what you need to feel and openly communicate about it, especially with regards to Venusian energies, abundance, creativity, love. Boil it down to that. It's like maybe you've never met somebody who you feel so openly to communicate. Maybe you've never had a job where you felt so encouraged to express yourself. Maybe you've never um, done a hobby that made you feel so much like you knew how to do it already, kind of thing. It's really, really lovely energy. It's healing and it's refreshing and it's exalting us. With and especially it's feeling very sturdy and stable with Venus and Capricorn. Yeah. And the more we openly communicate, the more we cultivate our stability and our security. So if you are doing something new and you're feeling it out because you're trying to do it differently than you've done in the past, just make sure that you constantly communicate with the people, places, and things that you are, or exchange energy with the people, places, and things involved so that you can stay course corrected, so that you can stay authentic, so that you can continue to cultivate the abundance that you deserve. Okay. The moon is also opposite the north node, which by association means it's conjunct with the south node. Haven't spoken really about the nodes for a while, so I'm going to reiterate. The north node is our north star. It's our goals and for our future and our destiny, whereas the south node is what follows us from our past. It can be past karma, from past lives, or even just from the way from times before. Okay, so past life karma might be seeping into our dreams and subconscious right now, and but it's all with the purpose of pointing out this destiny and forward motion and how to safely and securely attain that. Yeah, how to look at a bigger picture in order to see how our past and our present affect where we are right now. The nodes are these, like, it's like it's like a lesson in relativity. How do we move forward by honoring our past? It's not always an easy energy to deal with, but we are definitely dedicated towards forward motion with the moon in Sagittarius, the archer, right? It's the one that has the eyes on the prize. It's the one that's aiming and releasing the bow to get the goals that we want, setting goals, setting intentions, all of that wonderful stuff. So there's destiny and forward motion in our cards right now. We are moving towards it all, but we are definitely being encouraged to continue to understand the polarity of ourselves, to continually understand how our past affects the way we see our future. But more than anything, be aware that neither of those things truly exist. Yeah. The past is only a memory of something that's happened to you that gets skewed and skewed and skewed the more you think about it and the more time has elapsed from it. And the future is only a projection a logical projection based on past experiences and what we've learned from them. So neither of them truly exist. They are complete fabrications of our mind. But the important part is staying grounded and neutral and remaining present. All right? Remain present. Very important. Remain present. Okay, last but not least, we have the moon in a trine with Chiron. So the further we zoom out and use Sagittarius energy to set our eyes on the prize, we can see how our past wounds come to be useful to us as sounding boards. With the trine, it's an expansive energy. So we use these past wounds as sounding boards for our new experiences. And this is the healthy way of looking at our past, not dwelling on the past just to be angry at someone or to feel like we've been caused some great injustice, but to look at our wounds as ways to say, I don't like, it's like I mentioned before, we know that if we touch a red hot burner, it will hurt us. So we use the knowledge of the pain that we had that time that we touched the red hot burner to remind ourselves to not touch it again. So this helps us heal these wounds as well as align with the most productive use of our energies. This has a lot to do, I feel like, with choosing which fucks to give. I've talked about this before. Choosing what fucks to give with this moon Chiron. We want to expand and grow, and we know that when we attribute our very precious energy to things that we have no control over, that it's an absolute waste of it, and we are integrating more and more and more the reality of this in order to put our eyes on the prize. All right, we're going to get a card of the day from the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck. No, I don't. It's too many. We're gonna reel it in, all right, guys. A lot of energy. Let's get one, please. I would like one card from this deck. One slip. Oh, it fell straight out. Discernment, number 20. So number 20 is we are taking a leap of faith with regards to our values, I'm feeling. 20 can be broken down to a 2, but when there's a 0 involved, I often like to bring up this idea of the Fool card in tarot, where it's the first step where we might not know what the heck is going to be at the bottom of the cliff, but we know we have to jump and we're just going to do it. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So we're being called to really evaluate the things around us right now, to really use that Mercury in Scorpio vibes to truly evaluate and think about the things that come towards us, to take into consideration all of the lessons that we've learned recently and the goals that we have for our future in order to best discern who we allow into our field. I'm hearing we are extremely potent beings right now. We have the ability to create in a really beautiful way, but we need to be sure that we've got the necessary support around us, and discernment is going to be crucial with that. Under the deck, we have magic. Number 31, it breaks to a 4. It says the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment and move towards possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. So when they're talking about this expansion, I do believe that they're talking about this. This is a bit of a tip of the hat to what I was saying before about being present. Yeah. And a tip of the hat about what I said over a few days ago about the new moon is that when we create space, that's when we can fill it with possibility. And that's when we bring things from 3D to 5D, or sorry, from 5D to 3D, taking stuff from the infinite possibility field and bringing it to fruition. But the thing is that we have to trust the magic of that. If we get too caught up in our expectations of what comes when we call on an energy from the infinite possibility field, and we just set ourselves up for disappointment. But if we understand that when we get really in tune with our discernment and we evaluate situations as they present themselves to us in a heart-centered and wholehearted, open and honest, integritous, or integritous, is that a word? Anyway, authentic way, then that's when we really do bring magic into our life, and it starts to feel like, wow, oh my God, everything is aligning. Oh my God, it's too good to be true, but I know it is true, and I'm so happy that it's here. Ground yourself in gratitude as well, I'm hearing. Be very grateful, and make sure that you express the gratitude to those that deserve it. You know, you've had a lot of good support around you, and we've been talking about themes, about good people around you that support you for a few days. And I think it's very important to express how much you care and how much you appreciate people that are there for you. Thank people for giving you opportunities, whatever it is. Just gratitude. Okay. Stand up to and I am appreciated. So you're going to be encouraged to stand up for yourself, to put your foot down, to be really blunt and honest, and you're worried about how it's going to be taken, but in fact, people are going to be really appreciative and really respect you for standing up for yourself, whatever that means. Temper tantrum and healing. Okay, you can be feeling really volatile, like I said. You can be feeling really explosive. You could be feeling like you have a hard time controlling your emotions in this Scorpio season, but they're encouraging you to purge, to yell and scream and kick and whatever. Express yourself to whatever extent that you feel the need to express yourself. This could also be the other side of things. A temper tantrum, I'm just hearing, like, it's not necessarily, they're not saying it's a traditional temper tantrum. They're just saying it's an explosive expression of energy. So whether that's creativity, whether that's love, this could be positive as well as it could be negative. Whatever you are being called to explosively express, just go for it. It's going to be healing for you. Rest, relax, and relief and enigma. When you feel confused, when you feel like the world's getting the better of you, when you feel like you don't have the answers, chill out, okay? Take a breather, take a breath, chill. Do something that grounds you and rests you out, because the enigma is only your perception. You have all the answers within you. And if you don't have the answer to something, the only thing you have to do is look within. And this, they could have said, ask a friend. No, rest, relief, and relax. Chill the fuck out and go interior for these things when you feel confused today. Tell a story and duty. All right, here we go. This energy keeps coming back. You need to share your experience with others. It is absolutely your duty, and you will. They're saying, I'm hearing very strongly, that if you desire to really bring your destiny into fruition and have the exalted happiness that you want, you need to share your experience with other people. Okay, and that can be it can be manifested in all kinds of different ways. It can be by making art, it can be by singing, it can be by talking to people, it can be by cooking. It doesn't matter, but it is your duty to share little bits of yourself with others, because not only does it help you heal, but it helps them heal. And the more we can collectively collaborate in an energy of healing, the more we have congruent consciousness amongst the circuit, the more potent we are to create beautiful things. Yeah. All right. That's it for me. I will see you tomorrow. But until then, I'm so sorry for anything you're going through. If I made you feel a certain way, thank you for being a beautiful being and lending your energy to this circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, the angels, whatever other energies or teams were involved in giving us these clear, concise messages for our greatest good in a timeless way. Whenever we find them, it's because there's something for us. I love you to the moon and stars and to infinity and beyond and back, and I accept this, and I hope you do too, but if not, it's all good. Catch you next time. Bye.